Hey there guys, in this video we're going to be going back to the Dark Necroborg and we're going to be using a water team. This is for those of you that just can't build the fire team, etc. And credit to Ubonic for giving the team idea. So for this one, for my personal EX levels, EX1, Evoker, etc., it's probably going to do overall worse than my fire team. But if you've got high EX levels, this can potentially go higher than the fire party that I showed earlier. Anyway, let's get in here and do a clear. I'll explain the clear as we go. Turn chart will be in the comments, gear at the end, etc. So I will mention, I do think it probably is possible to work it out to where you unlock Olive's 500% focus for the burst term. That would involve using her LB on turn 1 and turn 2. Again, you probably could work it out to make it work. In order to make the clear just super easy, I'm not going to bother doing that. It's a headache. You got to fill her LB twice in a row, etc., etc. We're not going to bother. So Olive is just going to break on turn 1. We'll just do both her breaks and then some other stuff, water imbue, etc. Dragon Lord Roos is going to do Dragon Sword Dance. That's a 2-stack Mirage on a cooldown. Chow is going to sing Zidane's STMR for the stat buff and all that, the LB buff. If your Rosa is EX3, you don't need Zidane's STMR, but mine is not. So we're going to use Roka to use Quick on Roos because that's going to speed up his Mirage cooldown so we can do it more often. Evoker can just guard on turn 1. And Rose is going to do Jade Moon Pendant. If you don't have that, either gear your party in status immunity, or you could also do like a counter build on Rosa with Lakshmi synergy, something like that. Just make sure your Zidane STMR singer is immune, because if they get slept, even if they get cured, it'll interrupt the song. But, if you do have Jade Moon Pendant, it means you don't have to gear for immunity. Okay, so no damage on turn 1. So on turn 2, the boss is going to have this attack buff. So we're going to use Olive to just normal attack to perfect dispel that attack buff away, just so we take less damage. Now Evoker is going to use Avatar's Tenant, and again, if you don't have Avatar's Tenant, you can use alternatively you can fit in Rosa's cooldown, which is 90% resist all. Not quite as good, but it'll work. You could also use resist gear, etc. But as usual, the avatars will be the easiest way to do it. So in that case, Rosa is just going to do Protect and Shell on this turn for the mitigations. So Protect and Shell +3. Let's see. So Roos, we're going to want to do his Dragon Dance cooldown, but it's on cooldown, so Roka will quick that cooldown. We're going to slow for the accuracy down, and we're going to put up her field to replace the boss's field. And now Roos will do Sword Dance again, and because I haven't finished leveling my LB, I'll just use his LB fill, and then literally whatever. Okay, so some more attacks this turn. We did put accuracy down on the boss, but he still might land a hit or two on like Chow or something because he's singing. Overall, it's not going to matter. It's very low damage. Yeah, double-digit damage, no big deal. Okay, so on this turn, there's really not much for Roos to do, so he can just guard. We're going to use the Ramping Amplify Water card on Evoker. Evoker's only got an 80% personal amp, so we're going to give him the 100% amp from a vision card. And again, if you don't have that, just use his 80% on his own. Roka on this turn will use Quick on Roos again, and then just slow the boss. Let's see here. What else are we doing? Turn 3. Oh yeah. Whoops. I was supposed to do this first. I was supposed to dispel the boss first. So we dispelled our, what's it called? We dispelled the accuracy down. Oh well, no big deal. And now we're going to do Yuna's STMR on Evoker for the evocation modifier buff. So the boss might land more hits this turn. It's relatively low damage. It shouldn't be that big a deal. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. But the reason we dispelled the boss that turn, by the way, is because we dispelled the spirit buff. Now, the boss does have a defense buff on this turn, but if you'll notice, our entire party is mages, so we don't really care about that defense buff. So now Olive is going to do breaks yet again for this turn. Some stuff, and then we're going to use either Giant Melon, or if you went through the headache to unlock her Magnus, do her Fire Cannon Fire Magnus. We didn't, so we're just going to do, you know what we're going to actually do? We'll do it this way. We'll do both of these, and we'll do a water thing, and then Giant Melon as the last action. Let's see. So Chow on this turn is now finished singing Zidane's STMR. So we're going to do his 150 amp, then we're going to do Fluffy Guard Dog, Ocean's Magic to amplify Olive, and then we'll just do Wardiga. I think everyone has it, but whatever, doesn't matter. Let's see, so Summoner on this turn will shift. We'll do the Water Imperil Field, which is basically the whole reason he's here. We will fill his LB, and we'll do Communicating with Beast. And if you don't have his STMR, by the way, I'm sorry, if you don't have the water card, use the Summoner Fill LB on turn 1. Roka on this turn can slow the boss. Not that it really matters. 150 amp, and I'll show you I can control this magic. Roos is going to once again double Mirage with Dragoon Sword Dance. We'll 150 amplify, and will let me lend you your strength, whatever. And now Rosa will do some undead killers. So we'll do, let's see here, we'll do undead killer on Roos and Roka. Keep in mind that killers will not do anything for Summoner, so don't bother giving him an undead buff, it won't matter. Some more minor damage, there we go. And we're going to be killing this turn. The boss does have a defense and magic buff, but we don't really care. So before that, Rosa is going to do Undead Killer on Olive as well as Chow. Olive is going to SLB. That's going to also be our 90% break. Chow is going to SLB. Summoner is going to shifted LB. Roka will shifted LB. Make sure you shift her. I have forgotten that in test runs. And then Roos is going to SLB. So the way we're going to do this, we're going to click Olive first and then chain Chow with Olive. We're going to wait like a second and a half to guarantee that the 90% break registers for the rest of the party. Then we're going to chain Summoner, Roka, and Roos, and all of them are bolting strike together. Okay, it should be a 140 count chain, I believe, if you've done it properly. So I'm going to pause the video, and we're going to try to get like a decent roll. I'm not going to farm variants forever, but we're going to try to get like an okay roll for the video. I don't want to do a video of like a super low roll. So see you in a moment. All right, guys, let's try for a nice high roll if we can. And here we go. We're looking for like 33-ish or better just for the video. You know, it can go higher with variants, but I'm not going to farm it all day. 35.4, wow. Okay, so that did same as my dark team, my fire team. Pretty good. So this team, based on my calculations, can go as high as like 38 with my EX levels. Keep in mind that oh my god. we beat my fire team, surprisingly. Interesting. Oh my god, Roos, you've gone as high as 10 billion. Why we could have gone 37. Roos, you rolled low today. Oh, Roos, you're killing me here. We could have had a 37 or a 38 if Roos had rolled good, but Chow rolled real nice. So yeah, Border Team, Chow 13 billion, EX2 Roos only 8. He goes as high as, where's my calculations at? He goes as high as 10. So unfortunate there. Roka 7.4, you know, she's wrong element. She's not getting an Imperil Field and all that, but she is the party leader. My EX1 Evoker, very, very sad face. EX1 is 3.9. And then Olive, the breaker, the 90% breaker, is 3 billion. So there it is. And again, you know, thanks to Ubonic for giving me the idea for the team. Pretty good, pretty good. It actually beat my fire team, surprisingly. Of course, my fire team has a higher potential based on my calculations. It can go as high as, I think, 40 or something, 39. But anyway, we got a good roll there. So here is the party. So as far as espers go, you know, it doesn't really matter. So the gear. So Dragon Lord Roos is, no, ignore that. So here's the gear we're using. So his own, you know, his own sword, etc. A little bit of resistance gear, maxed out on killers, and he's using the Time Mage card. Void Mage Roka in the base form is full evasion, and she's using Obsidian Bracer. Someone's got to use that because we're dispelling the boss on turn 3, and we need those undispellable breaks from the Bracer. Other than that, kind of whatever. Shift form, on the other hand, is max damage versus Reapers, and there it is. And she's using the Turning Point card. Evoker, in the base form, is using Avatar's Tenant, and again, if you don't have that, use Resist Gear in the party. Yuna's Necklace +1, full evasion in the base form, a little bit of resistances, etc. Shift form, we've got Onion Boots, Ark's Hat, and the True Omni Rod. Remember, all this Final Fantasy III gear does work on him. So hopefully you farmed it. There you go. Also, Guidance of the Crystals. I think this is Red Mage Ingus. Again, Final Fantasy III gear works on him. So all this flat stat gear. And then there it is. And then Chain Cap with the Ibarra card. Only EX1. He can go as high as like 8 billion with EX2, EX3, but don't have him. Anyway, Olive is right here using this build. There it is. Reaper Killer is maxed out, and she's using the Water card. If you don't have this, your Evoker will be, you know, lower amplify, but it's fine. And then Chow, the star of the show, right here, maxed Reaper Killer, and he was our Zidane STMR singer with a bunch of chain speed because he's starting the chain. Just a real quick addendum for those of you that watch the chain speed video. Chain speed only matters on the people that are starting the chain. I've seen a lot of people saying they're trying to put it on all their units. It only matters for the ones going first in your big chain. So like Chow is going first in the big chain, so he benefits from it. It doesn't matter for other units. And it only matters, by the way, if you can still max out killers. And as you can see, Chow is still maxed out magical Reaper Killer. So it's he has free slots to fit it. If you don't have free slots, don't use it. Oh, Rosa. Rosa is passive provoke, evasion, death immunity, status immunity, and she's using the Jade Moon Pendant. Again, if you don't have that, you're going to want to give sleep and confuse immunity to the rest of the party. We actually never use needles. That's not needed. And that's just for mana reduction because she does expensive spills. Anyway, see you in a bit.